Hello again, welcome back. Bienvenido de nuevo, welcome back. Hello again. English, it's time. Ya es hora otra vez. Okay, toca. It's time to learn English. It's my job. I'm the teacher, you're the student. I'm the teacher, you're the student. Estoy haciendo una contracción. Y yo hago muy bien las contracciones en inglés, ¿eh? I'm is I am. I'm. Okay? I'm the teacher, you're. Fijaos por favor en esta pronunciación porque los españoles pronunciáis mal diciendo your. You are the student. Contraction, you're. Es como una I latina. You're the student, okay? And your job is more important than mine to learn English, okay? Now, pictures. I don't like this picture, but Claire, the boss, behind the camera. Yo estoy delante, ella está detrás de la cámara. I'm in front of the camera. Claire is behind the camera. And Claire said, Clovey, use this picture. Okay, but en cuanto pueda, as soon as I can, I'm going to throw this picture away. Okay, but para recapitular lo que hemos visto en una de las últimas clases. This is a plane. This is a pen. This is a finger. This is a pen. This is a watch. This is a shirt. This is a plane. It's a big plane. Yeah. This isn't a plane. No, senor. It's a train. It's a train, I think. Yeah, it's a train. This is a plane. This is a train. This is a car. This is a bus. And this is a bike. Or, officially, a bicycle. This is a bicycle. This is a bike. This is a bus. This is a car. This is a train. This is a plane. Fijaos cómo suena. This is. Es un juego fonético que no es difícil, pero hay que practicarlo un poco. Lo voy a hacer otra vez para fardar un poco. This is a plane. This is a train. This is a car. This is a bus. And this is a bike. It's my bike. Aquí está muy guay. Yeah, my bike. I like my bike. This is a plane. Is this a plane? No, it's not. What is it? It's a train. Is this a train? No, it's not. What is it? It's a car. It's a car. It's a car. Is this a car? No, it's not. What is it? It's a bus. Is it a big bus or a small bus? It's a big bus. Is this a bus? No, it's not. Is it a plane? No, it's not. Is it a train? No, it's not. Is it a car? No, it's not. Is it an elephant? No, it's not. What is it? It's a bicycle. It's a bicycle. Is this a big plane or a small plane? It's a big plane. Is this a new train or an old train? It's a new train. Okay. All right. A plane, a train, a car, a bus, a bicycle. All right. This is a plane. This isn't a plane. It's a train. This isn't a train. It's a car. This isn't a car. It's a bus. I can see. This isn't a bus. It's a bicycle. This isn't a bicycle. It's a pen. That isn't a pen. It's a door. That, ese objeto, porque no os veo, that isn't a door. It's a camera. This, that. This is, that's. This isn't, that isn't. Okay. Is that enough? Claire, can I continue? Okay. Voy a cosas más interesantes. I'm tired of objects, okay? These objects are very static. Vamos a hacer cosas un poco dynamic, okay? Spain, España, Spain. Fijaos, yo digo Spain. ¿Dónde empiezo la palabra? ¿Dónde empieza mi boca a hacer sonido? En la punta de la lengua. Spain. No empiezo en la garganta diciendo Spain, okay? Spain. Spain is a country. Spain isn't a city. Spain is a big country, I think. It depends. It's relative. Spain isn't a small country. Portugal, Portugal. La T y la U en inglés, cuando los juntas, solemos decir chu, como chufla. Portugal is a country like Spain, al igual que. Like Spain, Portugal is a country. But Portugal is a small country. It isn't, or it's not, a big country. The capital of Portugal is Madrid, right? Or wrong? No. The capital of Portugal is Lisbon. Lisbon. Pronunciación. Lisbon. Is the capital of Spain Seville? No, it's not. Is it Bilbao? No, it's not. What city is the capital of Spain? Madrid is the capital of Spain. Is Madrid a big city or a small city? It's a big city. Is it a pretty city or an ugly city? In my opinion, it's a pretty city. Is Barcelona a big city or a small city? It's a big city, like Madrid, al igual que Madrid, como Madrid, like Madrid. Is it a pretty city or an ugly city? Barcelona. It's, de nuevo. Este sonido fonético no para en inglés. El idioma está repleto de este sonido. Barcelona, it's a pretty city. Is it important? Yes, it is. Is Madrid important? Yes, it is. Is Lisbon important? Yes, it is. Is Lisbon more important for Portugal or for Spain? Obviously, evidently, Lisbon is more important for Portugal. Now, is France a city or a country? It's a country. Is France north of Spain or south of Spain? France is north of Spain. And what country is south of Spain? Morocco is south of Spain. Is Morocco a big country or a small country? Morocco is a big country. Is Marrakesh the capital of Morocco? No, it's not. What city is the capital of Morocco? Rabat is the capital of Morocco. Is Rabat bigger or smaller than Marrakesh? It's smaller than Marrakesh. Is Marrakesh bigger or smaller than Casablanca? Marrakesh is smaller than Casablanca. Is Casablanca a pretty city or an ugly city? It's a pretty city. Now, is France north of Spain or south of Spain? It's north of Spain. Is it a big country or a small country? It's a big country. What's the capital of France? The capital of France is Paris. Paris, because of pronunciación. Paris. What's the capital of the United Kingdom or Great Britain? The capital of Great Britain is London. What's the capital of Ireland? The capital of Ireland is Dublin. What's the capital of the United States? Pronunciación. Siempre con los. Aquí en España decís Estados Unidos. En English, los Estados Unidos. Tenemos que poner el artículo delante. The United States. The United States. The capital of the United States is Washington. What's the capital of Japan? No Japón, eh? What's the capital of Japan? The capital of Japan is Tokyo. What's the capital of India? The capital of India is New Delhi. Is India a big country or a small country? It's a big country. Is India in Asia or in Europe? India is in Asia. Is France in Europe or in Asia? France is in Europe. Europe, Europe, Europe. La pronunciación es como you are, you're, up. Europe. Acentuando la primera sílaba. Europe. France is in Europe. Is Canada in Europe? No, it's not. What continent is Canada in? Canada is in North America. Is Canada a big country or a small country? It's a big country in area. Is Canada a big country in population? Population? No, it's not. How many people are there in Canada, or what's the population of Canada? The population of Canada, I think, is about 30 million people. What's the population of Spain? The population of Spain is 44 or 45 million people. What's the population of France? The population of France is 68 million people. What's the population of Germany? The population of Germany is 80 million people. Wow. What's the capital of Germany? The capital of Germany is Berlin. Is Berlin a big city or a small city? It's a big city. Is it a pretty city or an ugly city? It's a pretty city. Is it in the east of Germany or in the west of Germany? It's in the east of Germany. Is Madrid in the center of Spain or on the coast? Madrid is in the center of Spain. Is Barcelona in the center of Spain or on the coast? It's on the coast. Is it on the Atlantic coast or the Mediterranean coast? Barcelona, it's on the Mediterranean coast. And Santander? Santander is on the Atlantic coast. And what about Valencia? Is Valencia on the Mediterranean coast or on the Atlantic coast? Valencia, come on. Valencia is on the Mediterranean coast. Is Valencia north of Barcelona or south of Barcelona? Valencia is south of Barcelona. Okay. And is Alicante south of Valencia or north of Valencia? Alicante is south of Valencia. Is Alicante on the Mediterranean coast? Yes, it is. And Vigo? No, Vigo isn't on the Mediterranean coast. Well, what coast is Vigo on? Preposition on. Vigo is on the Atlantic coast. Okay. Is Vigo in Galicia or in Teruel? Vigo is in Galicia. Okay. And Albarracín. Where's Albarracín? Albarracín is in Teruel. Where's Torremocha? Torremocha is in Zaragoza or in Teruel. I'm not sure. And is Zaragoza in the north of Spain or in the south of Spain? It's in the north of Spain. Is it a big city or a small city? Well, it's a relatively big city. What's the population of Zaragoza? The population is about 700 or 800,000 people. Is Italy in Europe or in Africa? Italy is in Europe. Is it a big country or a small country? Well, it's relatively big. Is it an interesting country or a boring country? It's a very interesting country. What's the capital of Italy? The capital of Italy is Rome. Is Rome the most important city in Italy? Perhaps. What other city is important? Milan is important. Naples is important. And is Italy near Spain or far from Spain? It's near Spain. 2 hours by plane. It's near Spain. And is Italy interesting or boring for tourists? No, Italy is very interesting for tourists. Okay, and what language do the people speak in Italy? They speak Italian. What language do the people speak in Spain? They speak Spanish. And other languages. What language do the people speak in France? They speak French. What language do the people speak in Canada? Some people speak English and some people speak French. But most people speak English. What language do the people speak in Japan? They speak Japanese. Okay. What continent is Poland in? Poland is in Europe. What's the capital of Poland? The capital of Poland is Warsaw. What's the capital of the Czech Republic? The capital of the Czech Republic is Prague. Is Prague a big city or a small city? It's a big city. Is Vienna a big city or a small city? It's a big city too. Is Vienna the capital of Italy or the capital of Austria? Vienna is the capital of Austria. And Sofia? Sofia is the capital of Bulgaria. And Helsinki? Helsinki, let's see, Helsinki is the capital of Finland. Is Finland a country in the north or in the south? Finland is a country in the north. Is Finland a cold country or a hot country? Finland is a cold country in the winter, but it's not a hot country in the summer. Is Finland near Sweden or near Italy? Finland is near Sweden. What's the capital of Sweden? Stockholm. Stockholm. Estocolmo. Esto es el colmo. Stockholm is the capital of Sweden. And is Sweden near Norway or near Turkey? Sweden is near Norway. And what's the capital of Norway? The capital of Norway is Oslo. And is Norway near Denmark or near France? Norway is near Denmark. And what's the capital of Denmark? The capital of Denmark is Copenhagen. Copenhagen. Is Denmark a big country or a small country? It's, de nuevo con la famosa it's. It's a small country. Is Denmark in the north of Europe or in the south of Europe? Denmark is in the north of Europe, And Greece? Well, Greece is in the south of Europe. Is Greece a big country or a small country? Greece is a relatively small country. What's the capital of Greece? The capital of Greece is Athens. Athens. And what's the capital of Norway? I don't remember. The capital of Norway is Oslo. And what's the capital of Germany? The capital of Germany is Berlin. What's the capital of Slovakia? Slovakia. From the old Czechoslovakia. The capital of Slovakia is Bratislava. Is it a big city or a small city? It's a big city. And what's the capital of Hungary? Hungary. The capital of Hungary is Budapest. And what's the capital of Romania? The capital of Romania is Bucharest. And what's the capital of the Ukraine? Ukraine. The capital of Ukraine is Kiev. And Turkey? What's the capital of Turkey? The capital of Turkey is Ankara. But is Ankara the number one city in Turkey? Well, politically, yes. Financially and industrially, no. What is the number one city in Turkey? Istanbul. Okay, Istanbul. Is Turkey a big country or a small country? It's a big country. It's a big country. Is Turkey in Europe or in Asia? Well, part of Turkey is in Asia and part of Turkey is in Europe. Okay? The Bosphorus is between Europe, Asia, and Europe. And what's the capital of Switzerland? The capital of Switzerland is Bern. Isn't the capital Geneva? No, it's not. But wait, isn't the capital Zurich? No, it's not. Isn't the capital of Switzerland Lucerne? No, it's not. Well, isn't the capital of Switzerland Lausanne? No, it's not. Well, what's the capital of Switzerland? I told you, ya se lo he dicho. The capital of Switzerland is Bern. Switzerland. Os va a costar un poco pronunciarlo, pero hay que intentarlo. Switzerland. And don't confuse Switzerland with Sweden, okay? Sweden is in the north of Europe. It's very cold. Switzerland is in the center of Europe. And what's the most important river in Europe? Oh, I don't know. The Rhine, the Danube, the Rhone, the Seine, the Thames, the Tagus River, the Po River, the Tiber River, the Volga? I don't know. The Volga is in Russia. The Tagus is in Spain and Portugal. The Tiber is in Italy. The Seine is in France. The Danube is in many countries. Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Hungary, Serbia, Romania, etc. And the Rhine? What country is the Rhine in? The Rhine is in Germany and in the Netherlands. And what country is the Thames River in? It's in England. Okay? Geography. Do you like geography? ¿Os gusta la geografía? A mí sí. Geography. It's important to know geography. But más importante es el inglés. De momento, por lo menos para estas clases. Geografía un poquito más en el futuro, pero de momento vamos a seguir aprendiendo a usar dónde, cuánto, etc. Okay. So, I will see you again very soon. Study your English and a little geography. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome back. Welcome to another English class. And today we're going to talk about, well, a bit about geography, but we're going to talk especially about adjectives, adjetivos. Adjectives describe something. This is a pen. Aquí no hay ningún adjetivo. This is a pen. Ahora añadamos un adjetivo. This is a cheap pen, or this is a good pen. This is a long pen. This is a clean pen. This is a dirty pen. Adjectives. Okay, but we're going to talk about geography and general knowledge as well. Okay, how many provinces are there in Spain? Do you know? How many provinces are there in Spain? You don't know. Well, how many states are there in the United States? Do you know? No? Okay, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. Una pista. H-I-N-T. I'll give you a hint. They're the same number of states in the United States as provinces in Spain. The same number. Does that help you? No. Okay. There are 50 provinces in Spain. There are 50 provinces in Spain plus Ceuta and Melilla. There are 50 provinces in Spain. And in the States, how many states are there? There are 50 states in the United States. Now, in Spain, what is the biggest province in area? Do you know? What's the biggest province in area? Not in population, sino en extensión. Not in population, but in area. What's the biggest province? I don't know. Is Badajoz the biggest province in Spain? Is Ciudad Real the biggest province in Spain? Is Guadalajara the biggest province in Spain? That's an interesting question. The biggest province in Spain. I think the biggest province in Spain is Badajoz, but I'm not completely sure. Second question, what's the smallest province in Spain? Well, could it be Orense? Could it be the province of Madrid? Could it be Guipúzcoa? Could it be Vizcaya? I don't know. Personally, I think the smallest province in area is Guipúzcoa, but I'm not completely sure. Third question, what's the biggest province in Spain in population? Population. Well, I think the biggest province in population is Madrid. The province of Madrid, the community of Madrid, as you say. I think the province of Madrid is the biggest in population, but again, I'm not completely sure. The population of the province of Madrid is just a little more than 6 million people. And I think the second biggest province in Spain in population is Barcelona, the province of Barcelona. Okay? The province of Barcelona is located in the region of Catalonia. How many provinces are there? How many provinces are there in Catalonia? Do you know? Well, there are 4, I think. You have Barcelona, Girona, Tarragona, and Lérida. There are 4 provinces in Catalonia. Do you think together we can remember all the provinces in Spain? I don't have it here. I'm doing it from my head. But the biggest province in population is Madrid. The biggest province in area, I think, is Badajoz. And what's the richest province in Spain? I'm not sure. Some people will say the richest province is Madrid. Other people could say the richest province is Vizcaya, where Bilbao is the capital. Others could say the richest province is Barcelona. But I think the richest province is the Balearic Islands. Yes, Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza, Formentera, Cabrera, Conejera. Okay, I think the richest province is that. But I'm not completely sure. If we think of the richest province as income per capita, ingresos per capita, renta per capita, If we think in terms of income per capita, I think Mallorca or the Balearic Islands is the richest province in Spain. But if we think in terms of gross product, Producto Bruto, I think maybe Madrid is the richest province in Spain. Now, we have the Balearic Islands. That's another province, okay? And also it's a region, comunidad y provincia, all right, in one. So we have 5. The 4 provinces in Catalonia and the Balearic Islands. Now, what is the most beautiful province in Spain? What, in your opinion, what? It's interesting. Here we're using what and not which. In Spanish, you use which. In Spanish, ¿cuál es la provincia más hermosa de España? ¿Cuál es? In English, no. What? Because which is not used unless you have reduced the selection to 2 or maybe 3, and then the decision between them. What is the most beautiful province in Spain? Well, Asturias or Guipúzcoa? I'm not sure. Okay, Asturias or Guipúzcoa. Now, of the 2, in your opinion, which is more beautiful? And now we say which because hemos delimitado la selección a 2 o máxime 3. Okay. What's the most beautiful province in Spain? What's the most beautiful province in Spain? I don't know. There are many very beautiful provinces in Spain. In my opinion, maybe Guipúzcoa is the most beautiful, or Vizcaya is the most beautiful, or maybe Asturias, or maybe some provinces from Galicia, or maybe in Andalusia, maybe the province of Malaga. Who knows? How many provinces are there in Galicia? Do you know? How many provinces are there in Galicia? Well, there is Coruña is one province, Pontevedra is another, Lugo is another, and Orense. So, al igual que, like Catalonia, there are 4 provinces in Galicia. 4 provinces in Galicia. Okay? And of the 4, now I have limited, of the 4 provinces, which one is the richest? I don't know. O Coruña o Pontevedra, seguro, uno de los dos. Which one is the richest? Well, I don't know. Either Pontevedra or La Coruña. I'm not sure which. In Pontevedra, we have the port of Vigo, which is a very important port city and a very dynamic and industrial city. But in Coruña, of course, we have La Coruña and Santiago de Compostela and El Ferrol, very important cities with a lot of activity. So, of the 2, which is the richest? I don't know. Maybe La Coruña. Which one is the most beautiful? Of the 2? I don't know. Both of them are, because Galicia is a beautiful region. You say comunidad autónoma, we say just simply region, región. So there are 4 provinces in Galicia. And what's the most important river in Galicia? Do you know? The most important river is the Miño River. And where does the Miño go? It goes into the Atlantic. And it's the border between Galicia and Portugal, the Miño River. It's not a long river, but it's an important and a wide river. Okay. Now, what is the poorest province in Spain? Not the richest. What's the poorest province in Spain? I don't know. My guess is as good as yours. Okay. Could it be Orense, one of the 4 provinces in Galicia? Could it be Guadalajara? Could it be Almería? Many years ago, perhaps Almería was considered a poor province, but today it's not. Almería is a very dynamic province in agriculture. Yes, a very dynamic province. Could it be, I don't know, could it be Jaén? Maybe. But Jaén is a very important province in Andalusia and in Spain. Jaén is the #1 producer of olive oil in Spain. There are more olive trees in Jaén than in all of Italy. So it's a very important producer of olive oil. of industrial products and agricultural products, Jaén. So what's the poorest province in Spain? I don't know. But Jaén is located in Andalusia. Is Andalusia in the south of Spain or in the north of Spain? It's in the south. Is it the hottest region or the coldest region? Well, traditionally, Andalusia is the hottest region of Spain. There are other very hot regions. Extremadura is a very hot region. But Andalusia, I think, is even hotter. Hace aún más calor. It's even hotter. Aún más caluroso. It's even hotter than Extremadura or Murcia. So, Andalusia is the hottest province in Spain. And how many provinces are there in Andalusia? Do you know? Can you tell me immediately how many provinces there are in Andalusia? I think there are 8. Let's count them. In eastern Andalusia, the eastern half of Andalusia, we have Almería, Jaén, Granada, and Málaga. Or am I forgetting one? We have Almería, Granada, Córdoba, for example, Córdoba, and Jaén in the eastern side. And in the western side, we have Huelva, Cádiz, Seville, and Málaga. So we have 8 provinces in Andalusia. 8. So far, hasta ahora, we've been counting provinces. We have counted the provinces in Catalonia, 4. We counted the provinces in the Balearic Islands, it's 1. And we've counted the provinces in Galicia, that's 4, like Catalonia. And we've counted Andalusia, which is 8. So far, we have 17 provinces, so far. But there are 50 provinces in Spain, so we need to continue. Okay, now, what province is the coldest in Spain? Do you know? What's the coldest province in Spain? I don't know. The hottest province in Spain is probably Seville or Córdoba. And the coldest province? Maybe it's Teruel. Maybe it's Albacete. Maybe it's Burgos. Who knows? I know that the coldest municipality in Spain, traditionally, is a town called Torremocha in Teruel. But I think in general, the coldest province is maybe Burgos. And what region is Burgos in? Well, Burgos is in Castile-León. Many years ago, it wasn't Castile-León, it was Old Castile, Castilla Vieja, Old Castile, escrito Castile, con una sola L, Castile, Castile-León. How many provinces are there in Castile-León? I'm sure, I think there are 9. 9 provinces in Castile-León. But it's always difficult to remember every one. ¿Las contamos? ¿Cómo dirías tú en inglés? ¿Las contamos? Listen, shall we count them? Aquí uso la palabra shall. The grammar books say that, old grammar books, not modern grammar books, say that shall is in the first person singular and first person plural. I shall go, you will go. But that's not really true. I will, you will, he will. We use will normally in the future. But shall, which is correct in the future, I shall continue this class. It's used more when you're making suggestions. And I'm offering a suggestion. Las contamos. Shall we count them? How many provinces are there in Castile-León? Well, I think there are 9. Shall we count them? Okay, now you and me, intentemos. Let's try to count the provinces and not forget one. Okay, or not get confused, confundirse. Let's try not to get confused. Okay, we have Ávila, Salamanca, and Zamora, going up the western part of Castile-León. Well, we need to continue to León, of course. We have Ávila, we have Salamanca, we have Zamora, and we have León. That's 4. Then we move over, and we have Palencia, 5, and we have Valladolid, 6, and we have Segovia, is 7. There are 2 left. Nos quedan 2. Burgos and Soria, 9. So there are 9 provinces in Castile-León. Up to now, so far, up to now, we have counted 17. If we add the 9 provinces of Castile y León, we have 26. So we have covered over half the provinces in Spain. Over half. More than half. Over half. Más de la mitad. We've covered more than half the provinces of Spain so far, so let's continue. What is the poorest province in Spain? Well, before we didn't decide. One possibility is Cáceres. I'm not sure if Cáceres is the poorest province in Spain because it's a dynamic province. There are many beautiful things in Cáceres. You have the capital itself is very pretty. Cáceres is very pretty. Trujillo is an extremely interesting town in Cáceres. Also, Guadalupe is a very interesting town, and all the conquistadors who came back from the New World went directly to the church in Guadalupe to give thanks, to the Virgin of Guadalupe. And that's so important that now in Mexico City, the most important church is the Guadalupe. Okay, so there are many and Plasencia is very interesting. The Valle del Jerte, the Valley of the Jerte is very interesting. And the and the area of Jarandilla de La Vera is very interesting. It's beautiful, Cáceres. But some people, maybe, statistically, maybe Cáceres is the poorest province in Spain. I don't think so. But how many provinces are there? Is Cáceres a province or is it a region? It's a province. And what region is Cáceres in? Fijaos, pongo la proposición al final. What region, o comunidad autónoma, what region is Cáceres in? Well, Cáceres is in Extremadura. And how many provinces are there in Extremadura? There are 2, only 2. 2 big provinces in area. They are not big in population, they're big in area. And it's Cáceres and Badajoz. Okay, so that's 2 more provinces. Okay, that makes 28 provinces. Okay, so we only have 3 minutes left in this class, so I'm not going to finish Spain with the provinces and counting. But I'll come back in the next class and we'll finish it. But for the moment, I have more questions. What province is the most important in agriculture? What province in Spain is the most important in agriculture? I don't know. Maybe Seville is the most important in agriculture. Or maybe Almería is the most important in agriculture. Or maybe Murcia. In fact, Murcia receives water from the Tajo River. And the Tajo River doesn't pass through Murcia. The Tajo, or the Tagus, in English we say the Tagus, begins, the source of the Tagus is in Teruel, or in Guadalajara. It's in the center, the east center of Spain. And it travels to Lisbon. It empties into the Atlantic Ocean. The mouth, la desembocadura, we say la boca. The mouth of the Tagus River is in Lisbon. It's very wide in Lisbon. It's relatively narrow in Guadalajara. But the Tagus doesn't pass through Murcia. But Murcia receives water from the Tagus on what you call el trasvase, Tajo Segura. Okay, now, and this brings water to Murcia and allows it to create a garden of agriculture. So maybe Murcia is the number 1, is the most important province in Spain in agriculture. Now, question, is Murcia a province or a comunidad autónoma region? It's both. Murcia is a strange case. And there are 2 or 3 more strange cases. But Murcia is a region and a province. So, how many provinces are there? In the region of Murcia, 1, the province of Murcia. Okay, so we have 1 more. And we have reached 29 provinces in Spain, covering Catalonia, covering the Balearic Islands, covering Galicia, Andalusia, Castile y León, Extremadura, and Murcia. But there's more, and we can talk more about Spain in our next class, if you like. I enjoy it because I like Spain. Do you like Spain? It's your country, I think. I hope you like it. Okay, see you again next time. Bye-bye. Okay, hello and welcome back to another class. This class is for the super intelligent. This is an advanced class. Do you consider yourself a member of the super intelligent club? If that's the case, then continue and follow me because we're going to do something extremely difficult. Yes, that only the super intelligent can assimilate. It's easy to understand, but to assimilate and reproduce with spontaneity and agility, eso es otro cantar. That's another story. That's a completely different story. That's another story. So, I used to live in Texas. I used to be an army officer. I used to be a good teacher. Ahora, si yo te digo, I used to be a good teacher, what do you understand? There's only one clear message. Un solo mensaje claro aquí. Si yo digo, if I say, I used to be a good teacher, then immediately it's clear that I am not a good teacher now. Okay? I'm not a good teacher now. If I say, I used to be an army officer, then immediately you understand that now I'm not an army officer. I used to have a lot of money. It's clear that now I don't. I used to live in Texas. It's clear that now I don't live in Texas. I don't live in Texas anymore. Ya no vivo en Texas. I used to have a lot of free time. Now it's clear that I don't have a lot of free time anymore. Used to is a past tense expression. I used to. He used to. She used to. We used to. They used to. Yes, you used to. All right? So, I used to be a stranger for you, but now I'm not. Now you know me. And it's interesting, this expression used to is only used in this way, and you never make reference to the time period. In another class, we have spoken about this, but I want to reiterate today that used to is used to express something that was true in the past and is not in the present. That's the only valid criterion here. It was true in the past, but it's not today. And it doesn't matter the time period. We never say, for example, it's incorrect to say, for example, in Spanish you could say, fui militar durante los años 70. Well, in English, I was a military man or an army officer, oficial del ejército. I was an army officer during the 70s. Fui oficial del ejército cuando viví en Oklahoma. I was, no estoy diciendo aquí I used to. I used to be. I was an army officer when I lived in Oklahoma. I was an army officer from 1968 to 1979. In all of these cases, I say was. I'm using the simple past. Ahora, I used to be an army officer in 1977. Impossible. That's incorrect. The only time we use used to is when we don't make reference to time. It's simply the fact that in the past, I was, and clearly I am not anymore. I used to be an army officer. For example, if you tell me that you're planning to visit Oklahoma next summer, or this coming summer, next month, you say, Cloverdale, by the way, next month I'm traveling to the States, to the United States. Oh yeah? Where? Where are you planning? What places are you planning to visit? Only one. Yeah, which? New York? Washington? Los Angeles? No, Oklahoma. Oklahoma. I used to live in Oklahoma. Y punto. No puedo añadir en los años 80. I can't. Si quiero añadir en los años 80, preciso el pasado. Oklahoma. I lived in Oklahoma in the 80s. But that's not necessary. It's just I used to live in Oklahoma. Now, let's look today on there. There has been, there was, there were, etc. But with there used to be, Okay? For example, I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. ¿Te has enterado? I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Te voy a plantear o formular una serie de preguntas. Una serie de. Escúchalo otra vez. I'm going to ask you, say unen, ask you. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. It's interesting. Series has an S at the end, but it's singular, a series. It's a strange word. In English, una serie is a series in the singular, and it's the same in the plural. I'm going to ask you two series of questions. Dos series de preguntas. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Now, these questions will contain there. There's a pen on the book. There's a book on the table. There's a camera in this room. There's a producer and director in this room. There's a light in the ceiling. Okay, there's a chair in this room. There is. Es que hay. Que conste que hay. Okay. Yesterday there was a table in this room. Tomorrow there will be a table in this room. Okay. Now, in Spain, there used to be a lot of donkeys. Now there aren't many. Now it's strange. When you're driving through the country in Spain, it's not very common. Ah, look, a donkey, un burrito. It's not so common to see a donkey. But there used to be a lot of donkeys. When I came to Spain in 1972, I saw quite a few donkeys, bastantes burritos o burros. I saw quite a few, but there aren't so many anymore. Where did they go? What happened to all the donkeys? There used to be a lot. There used to be. There were a lot of donkeys in the 50s. There were quite a few donkeys in the 60s. There were still quite a few donkeys in the 70s. And there were a bit fewer in the 80s. And in the 90s, there weren't many. And now there are hardly any. Okay? Did you understand the evolution of the donkey population? In the 50s, there were a lot. In the 60s, there were still a lot. In the 70s, there were quite a few. In the 80s, there were a bit less or a bit fewer donkeys. In the 90s, there weren't many. And now, there are hardly any. Apenas los hay. Okay. There used to be a lot of donkeys in Spain, but there aren't any more. Okay, so there is, there are, there was, there were, there will be. There used to be. Antes había, pero ahora no hay. Okay, let's make some comparisons between before and now, using used to and there. I'm going to ask you questions, a series of questions. And you tell me whether there used to be more or less of these things or animals or people, okay? For example, secret police, policía secreta, secret police. Well, there used to be more secret police than now. There aren't as many secret police now as there used to be, I think. Many years ago, Spain was a dictatorship. General Franco was the dictator of Spain. Some people considered it a benevolent dictatorship, a soft dictatorship, and others didn't. But nevertheless, no obstante, a pesar de todo, in spite of everything, there was, in fact, a dictatorship. And some people think, rightfully or wrongfully, correctly or incorrectly, some people think that there used to be a lot of secret police. I don't know. I'm not political. But it's possible that there used to be. It's possible. It's likely. It's probably very likely that there used to be a lot of secret police. Now, are there a lot of secret police? I don't know. Parking problems. Well, there used to be more parking problems than today, I think. Yes, in Spain, there used to be more. There aren't as many parking problems today as there used to be. Notice how I use used to. Antes había más, I think. I remember in the 1970s, 1980s, parking was a headache, un dolor de cabeza, un quebradero de cabeza. Parking was a pain in the neck. Yes, algo muy pesado. Finding a parking place. And now it's not as bad as it used to be. But it's a very recent phenomenon because of the change in parking legislation. All right, in parking zones. So, there aren't as many parking problems today as there used to be. There used to be more. Okay, traffic congestion. Traffic jams on every corner. Traffic congestion. I don't know. I have been in Spain for many years, and I think it has never changed. There used to be a lot of traffic congestion, and there is still a lot of traffic congestion now. Is there a remedy? Is there a solution? God only knows. Who knows? ¿Quién sabe? Solo Dios sabe. Se dice, God only knows. But now, there are more tunnels and overpasses than there used to be. An overpass, an underpass, a tunnel. You understand? At least in American English. Claire, in British English, an overpass, an underpass, a tunnel. Okay. Nowadays, hoy en día, nowadays in Madrid, Barcelona, in every major city in Spain, principales ciudades, major, la pronunciación, no es mayor. In every major city in Spain, there are more overpasses, underpasses, bridges, and tunnels than there used to be. So apparently the traffic congestion should be, debería ser less, but it isn't. The traffic congestion is the same as it used to be. There isn't less traffic congestion than there used to be. So, why? Probably because there are more cars. There are many more cars in Spain than there used to be. Now every family has 1.5 cars or 2 cars per family. And in the 1970s, basically it was 1 car per family. And some families didn't have any cars. But it's changed. Okay? Spain has progressed economically and socially. So there are more cars than there used to be. There are more overpasses, underpasses, bridges, and tunnels than there used to be. But it is balanced out. It's equaled out. So there is as much traffic congestion today as there used to be. It's the same, in my opinion. Okay, the next one, superstition. Is there more superstition in Spain now than there used to be? No. Not many people are superstitious, really. Seriously, there aren't many. Very few people, in my opinion, in Spain are superstitious. But if you go to the Prado Museum and you look at the paintings by Goya, especially his Black period, you see a lot of superstition existed in Spain at the end of the 18th century and at the beginning of the 19th century. A lot of oscurantism, okay? So, there isn't as much superstition. Aquí digo there isn't. No, there aren't. There isn't as much superstition now in Spain as there used to be. There used to be a lot, depending on what period of history. There used to be a lot of superstition in this country. Now there isn't so much. Farm workers, people who work on the farms. What do you call that in Spanish? Obreros de las granjas o en las explotaciones agrícolas? Or do you say braceros? I don't know. Farm workers, people who work on the farm. Well, there aren't as many farm workers today as there used to be. There used to be a lot. In fact, Spain used to be a rural country, predominantly rural. Now Spain is predominantly urban. During the late 50s, middle to late 50s, throughout the 60s and part of the 70s, there was a massive migration from the country to the city. This was a phenomenon in Italy, in Greece, in Turkey, in many countries. And now it's a phenomenon in China, Vietnam, some cities in South America, some places in Africa. For example, in the Congo, Kinshasa is growing very fast. It's a migration. And in Spain, many years ago, in the early 1950s, before the beginning of the massive waves, olas masivas, waves. Before the massive waves of migration started, there were a lot of farm workers, people working on the farms. A farm, you have basically two types of farms. Dairy farms, which you call granjas, con vacas lecheras, milk cows, dairy cows, and animals, livestock. Livestock, interesting word. Stock is the inventory you have. El stock de mercancías. It's physical. Livestock, literalmente es existencias o inventario vivo. Livestock, that means stock that is alive. So you have your cows, you have your pigs, you have your sheep, goats, horses, and other animals on your farm. Now, another type of farm is what you call in Spanish una explotación agrícola, for cereals or grains, corn, wheat, rye, many different types of farm products. We have vegetables and fruits. Okay. Now, there used to be a lot of farm workers in Spain. Now there aren't so many. Why? Because of the mechanization of farming. Now every farmer has a big tractor. Every farmer has, well, not every farmer, but many farmers have or rent the services of harvester combines, cosechadoras, and balers, empacadoras, for the farming. So there aren't as many farm workers now as there used to be. There used to be more. Yes. And English teachers? I don't know. Are there more English teachers now than there used to be? Probably. Why? Because the population of Spain is bigger. When I came to Spain, I think the population was 36 million. Now the population is 44 or 45 million. Second, the general educational level of the people is better. There are more people. And there are more people who want to learn English. So in my opinion, I think there are more English teachers than there used to be. There used to be quite a few. Antes había bastantes. There used to be quite a few. But now there are even more. There used to be quite a few English teachers. But now there are even more. Okay? And in the future, there will probably be even more. As good as me? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah. Do you think I'm a good teacher? Do you like this class? Or do you think there are a lot more teachers out there, ahí fuera, much better than me? That's your decision. I have no choice. I'm here, I'm paid to teach you English and to make you enjoy the language, to get you interested in the language, to get you intrigued with the language, and to get you motivated to study. Because if you don't study, apague y vámonos. We can turn off the lights and leave because it's a waste of time. My time and your time. Well, a mí me pagan. They're paying me. So it's not a waste of my time. But if you don't study, if you limit yourself to watching this class and not studying, then it's a waste of time for you. Not for me, but for you, yeah. So please don't waste your time and study, okay? And have a good day, have a good week, and I'll see you again very soon, okay? Bye-bye.